Alright, so what do we have here? And what is it here for?
Hold on, let me guess. Kraftwerks kit.
Oh, you're so close. You're so close. Ah, is this car number 50?
Oh, man.
No. Do you know what it is? Let me give you a quick look over here. Look how close George was. He was so close on this one.
He's already got one.
Yep, it's done. All right, roll the titles. So this car, believe it or not, is car number 1. This was the very first Kraftwerks kit we did. You can kind of see by some of the different changes. You see this goes this way. We don't do that anymore. Since the original install, one thing you did get is you got one of our very first intake manifolds. We've actually changed these again since then. They're actually a little bigger. After we did some more testing, we actually changed the plenum size and shape. The plenum actually comes further this way now. You also got one of our radiators, but he is here for some more upgrades. What he is getting right now is the exhaust. Was an exhaust that it came in with, and we added the muffler as well. We're going to change the whole exhaust system. He's going to do one of our 3-inch titanium exhausts. This header, we're changing this. This is a regular 4 2-into-1 header. We're changing this for the Skunk 2 Alpha header. Also the piping, he likes the way we change this pipe in here. So we're going to change that and actually build those out of titanium. And then of course, we're going to put it on the dyno, retune it, and see what the upgrades are and see what kind of power they're making. I'm going to find the original video before I say anything and find out what the horsepower was that this car had made. But this was what, about 3 years ago, George?
Yeah, about 3 years ago.
But yeah, this is car number 1. Yes, it's that time. I'm pretty sure we did a grams pump in this. It was quite a long time ago, but we're removing the soft top. He has a hard top on there, which is what I showed you in the beginning. Well, he wanted us to remove the soft top, and obviously now it's the perfect time to go in there and change that pump. Teach works. Maybe that was a pump that they supplied. So to give you an idea of size, very, very close size-wise. But maybe this was a pump that they supplied in the original kits. I know they've been on grams, which is a black pump, for the longest time. And again, this car, he's had a couple of times where it's hit kind of like a fuel cut, which the AM is set to have a lean protection, so if it runs any leaner than a predetermined amount. Alright, new pump is in. That was Bruce, by the way. We'll see him again later. New pump is in, all back together, everything snapped back. Beautiful. So the customer asked us to take the soft top and frame out. He's actually gone through a couple. And we found a whole bunch of extra clips and all kinds of things hanging out behind there, like these everywhere. So it's kind of nice to have those, and a whole bunch of cracked panels. This one isn't too bad, but there's a couple over there that's cracked. We're gonna have to repair for him. While George is doing that, I'm taking the front apart. This has a problem with the alternator, so that is that right there. We're gonna change that. We're also gonna put a larger battery in. It's got one of these mini batteries, which my experience, the smaller batteries don't have the grunt, especially on a car that has an idle issue. The AP1s, because of the additional power of our fans, the draw of the supercharger, basically this is the idle air control valve, and its job is to maintain idle. So let's say you get a voltage low, the fans come on, the AC kicks on. As the idle drops down, the idea is for this to open and compensate the load on the engine, keep the idle. Well, part of that valve is an old valve and they tend to be a little bit lazy, but when the power is down, the voltage is low, it kind of emphasizes that valve being lazy, doesn't keep up quite as fast, so the RPM kind of drops down, then it comes back up. It takes a second to stabilize. So the larger batteries, in my opinion, do a lot better job at this. Plus, the weight savings versus the chance of possibly getting stranded is not really in the favor of weight. Now, you know I'm a big fan of Honda OEM parts, right? If you don't, you know I'm a big fan of Honda OEM parts? Yeah. So, problem is alternators from Honda are like $400, and of course you got to take yours in for exchange. We have a local builder up the street here that rebuilds them and does a really nice job, and it's less than half that. So that's what we're doing here. His alternator is bad. We're gonna use a core. We've already got one back. I'm gonna send his out and just use it as a core on the shelf so we have one. But all right, next job, change the valve cover. Let's just see, this one's a little beat up. Okay, so the new valve cover is on. If you didn't watch it, we did a little tech on how to install a valve cover, or how to replace it at least. Of course, we're doing plugs in this. These plugs have been in here for about 3.5 years, so it's a good idea to change them. We're not charging them. So as well as the valve cover, we're going to do the spark plug cover. This is the refinished one. Just in case you didn't know there was a difference, this is typically your AP1 cover, and this is the AP2 cover. So that is the main difference. We got this one refinished for him, so we're going to install that because it is correct with the year of the car. All right, what do you think? Looks good, right? All right, next thing is this power unit George is carrying. This is the replacement Honda battery like I talked about. It's the better value. There is a bunch of options out there. All right, so Esther's going to help us with an experiment here. We're going to see how much stuff we can get in that bag. So we're going to start off with a bunch of little stuff and then just work out. No, we're not. We're going to actually use it to weigh a battery. We often see these lightweight batteries on the market. This is the Honda battery, and the battery that came out of this car is this Braille. And I think one of the things about this battery is its weight. In fact, they're pretty proud of it because they put the weight right on the side. So according to that, that one is 21 pounds. Okay, so let's say you're on a shopping spree, Esther.
Yes.
You pick yourself up one of these little guys.
Yeah.
So, be alright shopping, walking around the grocery store with that?
Oh, yeah.
Decent, like a pound of bananas?
It's like a heavy purse.
Yeah. As I said, chicks would carry that, no problem at all. So, let's go ahead and weigh that with the bag, with the battery in it. We'll see where we're at. Alright, so we're zeroed out. Go ahead, let's weigh it with the bag so we know kind of what we got. £22 exactly, so they're calling it 21 with whatever the bag weighs. I don't think the bag weighs a pound, but anyway, we're showing 22 pounds on the Brill battery. Okay, so after your grocery shopping, you buy the Brill battery. Now you're gonna pick yourself up a nice Honda battery. Yeah?
Not bad.
Feels like a chick's purse now?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and zero this. So we're zeroed. All right. Look how easy she manages that Honda battery. It's like it weighs nothing. What do we got?
27.
27.14. So realistically, we're saving 5 pounds.
Yeah, well.
So we're saving 5 pounds, and it's a smaller battery. It's funny, we've done this a million times. You've seen us put the hood in the, what we call the engine swap position. But looking at it now, I just went, ooh, that kind of scared me. Come around this way, as George just said. And that got about a foot. But at first glance, kind of made my heart sink. But yeah, we've done it a million times. We've never scratched one yet. So this is the exhaust that is on it. We put these mufflers on a long time ago. This was an exhaust you already had. This looks like it's 65mm, and it's also the same diameter here. Our exhaust would do a 70mm into dual 65, so it's a larger. You can kind of see what we have here. This is going to be a full 3-inch single. We're going to do a pre-muffler, then all titanium piping, and then we're going to do a small titanium muffler here, and I think we're going to do the segment bend turn down. Okay, so this was the header on the car. Without going into great detail, you can see mainly one of the things I like right here is you see how the merges together, and then you've got a pipe basically shoved into a switch pipe. This is just a quick way of being able to put two little pipes into a big pipe. You probably find out this collector is terrible in there. And same on the other one. You see, it's not really the best design. Two pipes mated together, shoved in a big pipe, usually ruins the airflow there. You see on the Skunk 2, they actually cast their own merge collectors right here, and they're very, very smooth on the inside. But that way you don't have a turbulence. You've got a nice join right there. Join on the bottom. Same kind of thing on Skunk 2. Let's see if we can look towards the light, see what that looks like in there. You can see it's still got a full tube. You get a flashlight in there, George? You still see a full tube. So let's take a look at this header. Kind of dark in there.
Can't really see it.
No. So biggest difference here, I would say, is pipe diameter. One thing I'm noticing, and you've probably seen it too, we talked about it, is the tube pairing. And this, as you see, is pretty traditional 2 and 4. What am I saying? This is the tube pairing difference. You can see on the Skunk 2 header, 1 and 2 are pairing, and then 3 and 4 are pairing. Whereas this is like most traditional headers, 2 and 3 pair, and 1 and 4 pair. This is pretty unique to the Skunk header, and from everything I'd heard and talked to Skunk about, this was more primarily designed for the supercharged car, which is our choice for building these packages. So this customer is getting our titanium pipes. We've done these in the pie cuts, mainly for the look aspect of it. They're about the same weight as aluminum, they just look much nicer. They've definitely got a distinctive look. Now this is an option we're going to offer for these. We offer this in either satin aluminum, polished. We do various colors, and we also offer wrinkle black, which you might have seen on one of our last videos of the white car that came from North Carolina. We did the wrinkle black. Kind of like the look of that. Now this is just kind of a unique option. Now the intake has a similar look to it, but rather than using the 90-degree coupler that comes in the kit, we actually made this a full row of pie cuts, which kind of adds to that look. It kind of has a cool racy look to it. We're going to continue this theme on the tail section of the exhaust like we talked about. Alright, so the plan is, or our plan, because George and I usually talk about this stuff, is this, I guess it's kind of called a JDM style bend. I just kind of like the way it looks on titanium. So this is going to go here. I can get with the light behind me.
I'll hold them up.
Watch, it's hot on the end. I'll just finish welding it. So that's kind of the look that we're going for in the back. And then it's going to come basically around under here, over that bar, over here. And we're going to actually add a second muffler here. It's going to be basically 2 in line, because these are kind of small mufflers. I mean, they don't have a whole lot to them. They're very tiny. So I think 2 in line will take a lot of the real high frequency out of it. I see George always with that muffler. Look at this, just in time. That's another box time again with the star Esther of the show. She is going to throw a box up on the top in one take.
Yeah.
If she doesn't do it in one take, I'll go ahead and edit it and film it again. All right, come on. All right, ready? Well, this is going to be a good one. That style ain't going to work. That style ain't going to work. Oh, look at that. You ever wonder what it looks like up here after Esther throws all these boxes? You seen how bad it is up here?
Is it bad up there?
All the boxes that you chuck, it's like a parking lot of boxes.
You see that? That SPX flow box is like boxes straight up there all the way over.
Nice.
This is unbelievable. I want to show you, this is a slip joint that Tycon actually supply, and it's designed to allow some kind of expansion and protection against vibration. There's going to be a spring go from here over to the titanium, and it'll keep constant tension on here. We're going to run a pre-muffler here, which is where the S2000 typically has the it's like the resonator. Then we're going to come over this crossbar here under the axle, and then we're going to run our small muffler here, the one with the turn down, the one I showed you. Alright, let's take a look at this thing now. It's out in the open. It's funny when you see like that's kind of short, isn't it? So, let me get the light behind me so we can see this a little bit better. Yeah, I can get it.
Yeah.
Oh, the official LHT fish scale. Alright, we're zeroed. Let's see what we got. Hand hooking that up. Let's get it on that hook. Alright. What are we at?
9 pounds 3 7/8. Just call it 9 pounds 4 ounces.
9 pounds 4 ounces. So we're a third of the weight. That's definitely a good weight saving, right? How does it look? It's kind of got that JDM theme going on, right? The little muffler with the little turn down. That looks pretty good. I think looks good under there, right? So new valve covers on, new spark plug cover, new Honda battery, the titanium pipes up top. George is putting the new bolts back in, or sorry, the old bolts, but with a little bit of space grease because they all came out kind of tough. We had to clean out manifold, make it look a little bit better. It had like aluminum rust on it, so we're gonna make it look good. So once he gets this thing back together, we're gonna push the button and see what it sounds like. All right, so car is up on the locks. I got it up a little bit higher so while it's running I can roll the camera around and get some different visuals of the exhaust thing. See what it looks like. Let's see what it sounds like first. Let me get back about here. Ready? I want to get some more sound clips on the dyno because right now it's kind of smoky, but it'll give you an idea. Yep. That sounds pretty beefy. Yeah, once it's been ran on the dyno, we'll get rid of that smoke. The header's new, so we got a little bit of oil burning off the header. But it sounds pretty good. So we were putting this on the dyno and getting ready to do some tuning. Also we'll get some sound clips. Hopefully this video is aired on this one. This was the AP1. This one is really nice. I really like this car. This is the second, out of all the cars we've done, it's only the second white S2000 we've done the full package on. So if that gives you an idea how rare the white ones are. Out of 40 something kits, this is the second. If you go through our YouTube channel, you'll see the first white one was a 06, and did a little bit of drone footage on that car, I believe, but if I can remember, I'll put the link in this video. So let's get onto this one. right, 410 on this one, and I really believe this one would have made more with a lighter wheel. These wheels are heavy and they're a 295 tire. We commented you can actually feel this one on the dyno was almost lazy. Like, it wouldn't run through the RPMs quite as quick. It took a little bit of time to build any kind of acceleration. And I think these are the culprit right here. With a lightweight wheel, I honestly believe this one will do probably closer to 430. You can see that torque was down too, which also kind of explains the wheels. It was at about 240. So still did really good. I'm sure the customer is going to be excited because this car, we looked up the old dyno, it did 369 the first time around. And that was of course with a less than favorable header, small exhaust. And again, one of our earlier tunes, which might have been a bit more conservative. Also, that was before the LHT intake manifold. That was done about a year ago. So I think the customer will be happy with this. The exhaust sounds absolutely insane. Hopefully you got to hear that on this video. Of course, flames coming out is always like a bonus. All right, we're gonna get a few sound clips of this car. Nothing crazy, just a couple of runs up and down the street so you can hear it. Last time I took a picture of this, flames were coming out the end of it. It's kind of interesting at the end of the run. Fuel cut, you get unburnt fuel, you get some cool flames. Nice hat.
You like that?
So actually, one
one
of our customers actually came by. Very nice customer. Went to visit LG Motorsports and they were nice enough to give us a hat. We've actually used a few of their products on past Corvettes.
Apparently, I am a product. I am in this book.
And you look good in that hat. Look at that.
Ester Core Technology.
They even spell it like most other people that don't know it has an H in it.
I know.
All right, I gotta come by you to get to that laptop. I don't want to scoot behind you because we did have Tom from corporate call, and I really don't want to get into trouble again. I did get chewed out on the phone. So if I could just...
I give you power, reliability, protection, and low lubricant consumption.
Yeah, better sidestep that one. Very careful around that one.
Hey, that's important with cars.
Yeah.
We're talking cars now. We're talking cars.